it's crack hit us like it was a Holocaust, like it's not, they tried to do it with the heroin, first, but the crack hit us like a real Holocaust. And it was double because we had young people who then were able to felt like they were coming up, but they were being parasites of the community. But then also the older people who succumbed to it, we no longer have respect for them. So it was twofold, right? It was you eating off of the community and destroying the community with the drug. But then part of that is you lose all the leadership. I mean, it's actually threefold because then they was also putting those who were leaders and strong leaders, put you away for life, pin a murder on you, figure out how to put RICO on you or some kind of, long football number charge on you. And now all the leaders is behind bars, So like I said, some of my strongest, smartest friends are behind bars forever, for good. Like I'm having to bless their kids with, packages and all this kind of stuff. I mean, some of them still got money. That's the crazy part is some of them still got money since the 80s, not even since the 90s, since the 80s. But it's like, you got to move around and help their kids because they calling all their shots from behind the wall and they not getting out. They done used up all their opportunities for parole, etc. Then I got other homies I got one partner right now, he about to get his master's, and he's still hopeful and he's still keeping his mind right. And hopefully he'll be out soon too. But when you put them three things together, as far as you destroying the community because the young people, they're not even trying to get educated. They just, hey, I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna have this Maserati. I'm gonna have this, this what is it now, Challenger or whatever, a Charger, this, and I'm gonna have these chains and everything. So you got that. So they're not even striving for greatness in any other aspect. Then you got your elders who you like, you don't respect because they're doing stuff for drugs that is not worthy of their respect. And then you got the football numbers and people locked up. Like it's only by the grace of God that our community isn't completely destroyed, and those who really did a hard line, like, look, we're not going to do that. We about this, brother. Even if you're in that life, when you come through these doors, whether it's a temple or, wherever it is, we leave all that outside and only through like people with knowledge of self are we even, you see what I'm saying? Because our bourgeoisie ain't helping. Our bourgeois, they all want to be, Kardashians and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just those who really kept the struggle in mind, and then now, when you see cats like, G Jaga when he came home before he passed, or just a lot of the older guys who were in the actual movement. I'm in Oakland, so I get to see David Hilliard still. You know what I'm saying? And all these people, they really went the real route and laid out a blueprint that we all could follow. I mean, even with health, all them things. You know what I'm saying? Though, I mean, eating to live and brown rice and honey and keeping your body straight. I mean, for instance, my daughters go to a school that my aunt started about 35 years ago called Ile Omade, and it's a black school, the place of the children. And like, without her direction in my life and my mom's direction and things like that, I could have went in a whole different route. And this is what we got to keep doing, is that we got to stick to these tenets and these values that those of us who may even be seeming like they're on the fringe because they try to make you feel like you're crazy if you just want to be a regular human out here, right? But we got to stick to those values and go in that direction. Like, that's the only way we're going to get out of this, or else we're going to end up worse off than everybody else, because everybody else has a safety net. When you think about Chinese Americans or Latin Americans or anything, they got a language and they got a place they can go. That's home. And unfortunately, because of our disconnection with Africa, West Africa, whatever, our home, we really believe this is our home. You know what I'm saying, though? And our thoughts are in English. Like, we don't even have, that's why you know what I'm saying all the time, and you feel me, et cetera, because we don't even have sufficient vocabulary because the language that we're speaking is so foreign to us. We don't even have a sufficient vocabulary to explain these complex concepts that are in our minds through DNA memory, through, our lived experience. So we got to stick with them values and go in that direction if we're going to continue as a people. And, I'm seeing all these diaspora wars and, continental Africans versus the diaspora and all this kind of stuff. And it's blowing my mind because I didn't, I grew up going to drum circles, wearing dashikis, you know what I'm saying? Though going to rallies, all that kind of stuff. So it's to see it all kind of fall apart when we have the ability to connect with each other how we do, like this, like this is some space technology, right? We on some Captain Kirk shit right now, and us not doing that. Instead, we're using it to fight and imitate our oppressor. That's really difficult to watch. I didn't mean to go off on in that direction, you know what I'm saying though. But as far as it hip hop started as a vehicle for us to come together, and it has continued as a vehicle to really unite the world. But it seems like those of us who are creating it and those who are not those who are controlling it, and because we're creating it and not controlling it, we're ending up splintered and fractured and confused, and there's a lot of just infighting and things like that going on. So we got to get back to those original tenets, peace, unity, love, having fun, you know what I'm saying? No black medallions, no gold, all that, because that's why hieroglyphics exist. That's why we even hieroglyphics, right? That's Egyptian writing. We not Aramaic, or we're not cuneiform or something. We hieroglyphics. That's we on some bring it back to that essence.
Man, that's powerful, King. I'm gonna be processing that for a couple hours, man. I know the viewers is too. You was right though, man, because you come from an insightful place. Just in case they missed it, you from Oakland. That's where the Panthers started, and to my knowledge, that's where crack first started at. So you've seen it before,
and it's not. It's 1-to-1. They dropped it in there because of that, right? It's 1-to-1.
Exactly.
It's not an accident that it's from there. And that's the weird thing. And even I think we hard on ourselves a lot of times because we try to act like all this stuff that happened to our community happened in a vacuum. And it's like, no, we had the most powerful military, the most powerful counterintelligence, the most powerful government trying to destroy our entire movement from the inside out. And it's still happening. And for us to play into it is frustrating. Yep, that's crazy.
Man, indeed. We over the 30-minute mark, so I ain't gonna hold you, King, but I truly appreciate everything that you sharing with us, because a lot of artists, when they to come on the show, especially at a time like now, people really can't say what they feel or what they think, and I really appreciate you for that.
Man, well, thank you for having me, man, and hit me whenever, and if you need to get with anybody else in the crew, just let me know.
Okay, now one more thing before we out. I was looking at one of your IG posts, and you was talking about you got books, you got music, art, clothing. Where can people find these things? If they want to show support or just check you out, your new music, the Rap Noir.
Yep. So book wise, my daughter and my mom run a book club called Akira's Book Club. So if you go to Akira, so AKIRA, akirasbookclub.net, we got books that are all about teaching kids literacy. They feature my daughter, but they're universal. As far as clothes, if you go to rapnoirstore.com, I'm doing a lot of gear on there, or just go to Hieroglyphics, Hieroshop.com, where we have all the Hiero stuff. That's been a main staple. I'm an architect, so if you go to sabidesignbuild.com, you can see I build restaurants, housing, all that kind of stuff. So check that out. And then I have a hotel down in Panama called a Hibiscus Garden. So if you go to hibiscusgarden.com, right now we're building a new studio down there and a new venue. So it's going to be, it's about 40 rooms on the beach right now, and a restaurant, but I'm trying to make it so that artists, collectives, recording artists, etc., can go down there. They can work on their craft, they can perform, and there's surfing and scuba diving and fishing and just meditation and relaxation. So that's hibiscusgarden.com. And I mean, even domestically, check out calibaba.com. I've got if you're in California, I've got a cannabis delivery company. It's like a subscription service. And like, for instance, for Black History Month, we're doing all African-American owned products in the box. So every month you get a box. For $100, you get about $350 worth of product. You know what I'm saying? Edibles, topicals. It's not just all about, we got athletes and stuff that use the stuff too. So it's not all just about smoking and everything. And then I think that's, it right now. You know, I'm Rap Noir on IG and on Twitter. And also, I got a new album coming out called Black Tech, and it's me and this producer called The Architect. So we just dropped a couple singles. I got one with Cool G Rap out called Scattershot, and a couple other ones I just dropped. Yeah, so check those out, man. I'm trying to do it, you know, and keep doing it. And really, honestly, it's funny. At this age, I feel like I'm hitting my stride. You know, they say a man doesn't really even reach his financial peak until his mid 50s. I'm in my mid 40s right now, and I think I'm at my creative peak. You know, when we talk about designing homes, editing books, building this hotel thing up, and all these other business ventures. So, you know, come mess with it. All black owned, you know, and you know, come mess with it. If you need mentorship, whatever. I'm saying anybody that's out there, just hit me. You know, I'm down to answer questions. I'm not on no star, none of that, man. I'm just trying to be creative and enjoy my life and use the freedom and the platform that I've been given. And I've been very fortunate and very blessed to be able to do that.
Man, we're gonna leave it on that note, man. One more time, thank you again, King. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been an excellent, a phenomenal episode. Until next time, family. Taye Speaks. We out. Peace.
Hey, one love, y'all.
Yeah.